Making something that's right for your audience and your market is very important. It's the second most important thing. Until recently, I thought it was the first most important thing. I've come to learn over these last few weeks, though, that making something that's right for you, in this case, me, is the most important thing. It's even more important than finding the right thing for your audience. Let me explain to you in a story today. My name is Craig Burgess, this is Get Doing Things, and this is episode 154. And we'll start in 2 seconds. Here we go. So I'll tell you what's weird about this episode right now. I'm actually reading off a Twitter thread that's going to go out later on today. I'm recording this episode right now at about 6:30 at night, and the Twitter thread is due to go out in a couple of hours. And this Twitter thread is exactly about this episode. It's about how to find the right thing to make for yourself first rather than your audience first. And I put this Twitter thread together and I thought, you know what, this would make a really good podcast. Yep, that's Craig doing the content onion thing there and actually using his own advice for a change. So yeah, this episode is called Make Something For You First. If you remember, a couple of podcasts ago, I made an episode called Design Course Diaries. In fact, I did 2 of them. I did one about how I thought the design course was going to be done. I said the design course was going to be done by this certain date. It didn't get done, and then I made a podcast about it, and I was a little bit disappointed that I'd not got the course done. I initially decided to do a design course, and I wanted to get it done in just 1 week, and then the course ended up being 20 lessons or 25 lessons or something like that, and there was just no way on earth that I was going to get it done in a week. It was going to be a simple design course just on the fundamentals of design, and I recorded a couple of lessons, and then I recorded the first design course diaries about struggling with it taking too long. And then after that, a couple of weeks later, I did another episode, another design course diaries episode, and I talked about the steady progress that I was making and the fact that I was making steady progress towards finally finishing the damn course. At that point, I'd made 13 course lessons on there. So I'd got a real long way through the course. I was about halfway through it, and to be honest, I could have probably released the thing that I'd already got there. It was good enough. The quality of the lessons was good. It was fine. It could have been released. But the fact that I was making steady progress with it and not fast progress like I make on everything else that I do kind of started to get me wondering about it, and it started to put a little bit of seed of doubt in my mind. I started thinking, is this the right project for me? Do I want to make a design course? After I did that podcast episode, the second one, Design Course Diaries, I didn't make another progress episode after that. And then doubts started slipping into my mind, and then 13 lessons in, I never made another lesson because the course didn't feel right to me. And not really for the right reasons either. It wasn't that the course was bad quality, because it wasn't. The content of the course was good. It's probably some of the best tutorials I've ever recorded. At the minute, the only person who's ever seen them is me. The quality of them was really good. I use the camera that I'm using right now to record this as a YouTube video. Hello, YouTube. So the quality of it was really good. And the value of the course, at the point of this, I'd recorded 13 lessons, and I'd already recorded the Figma section, which wasn't intended to be part of the design course. So the value for it was going to be excellent. It was going to be better than most design courses out there. It was going to be very comprehensive, even though it only covered the fundamentals. But I didn't want to release it. And I didn't release it. And today, 2 months later, I think it is now, I still haven't released it. I put it to the side and I thought, no, this isn't the right project for me. Right now, this isn't the right project for me. And that was a tough decision to come to, because when I'd first started making the course, it felt very right. It felt like the right thing to do at that point in time. I want to make things that I'm proud of, and I want to make things that I'm fully behind. That's always been my ethos with anything that I do. And a design course at that point in time and right now isn't really a thing I'm interested in making. And why didn't I want to release it? Well, it was mainly for two reasons. One, because it wasn't what I wanted to work on. And two, because I still had this gut feeling that it just wasn't right for me. I can't explain it any other way. There's no kind of economic reasons behind this. If I released the course tomorrow, it'd probably get quite a few people downloading it and purchasing it, because it was only going to be a reasonably cheap course. But the thing didn't feel right to me. I haven't really got a design-focused audience, and it wasn't the thing that I wanted to do. I didn't feel passionate about it, and that was the nail in the coffin for it for me. I didn't feel passionate about it. And this is where the title of this episode comes from. Make something for you first. Because if you go to make something that's right for your audience and your market first, which is obviously very important, you'll forget about you. And then you'll start to go down this weird rabbit hole of making something that you're not very interested in. And when you're not interested in making something, the quality suffers, and you become more about the money instead of the product. And when you come to that point, the thing that you release inevitably won't be as good as what it could have been if you were really passionate about it. So that's the point I got to with the design course. I had the name for it, I had the marketing plan for it, or at least the fag packet marketing plan. I never write a full marketing plan for anything. So I had all the planning done, I had some of the content done, I had all the ideas done, and I put a stop to it instantly because it didn't feel right for me. Instead of that, and this is a segue into kind of the thing that I want to push in this episode, instead of that, I am very interested in something. Instead of making something that I wasn't very interested in, I'm making something that I am very, very interested in. There's a dime a dozen design courses out there, really, and right now, to be honest, I've got nothing extra to add to that. There's nothing I could make that isn't already out there that's already really good. Jack Butcher's design course, the Design Fundamental course, is excellent, and at $99 it's a steal. So go buy that. There's no point buying my design course that isn't there. Instead, I went back to making a book. I've always loved making books. I've always loved writing, but this is a book with a difference. And as soon as I had the idea for the name, which is Press Start, I knew that I had to make this book. This book is based on the visualizations that I've been doing on my Twitter account, twitter.com/produce-more, and my Instagram account, instagram.com/produce_more_, not as catchy. I've been doing visualizations on there of other people's quotes on productivity and getting things done, and it's extending the idea of the extreme production thing where you do things every day and how to actually get more stuff done than anybody else. This book is presenting all of my favourite visualizations that I've made so far on Produce More, and it's also got some guest visualizations in there too, and it's got 250 words of me trying to encourage you in each chapter. This is 250 words of me trying to encourage you to go get something started, to go do something, to leave procrastination behind and actually get started with something. I've written about 8 to 10 chapters already, and it's already really, really powerful just reading it back to myself. And I'm actually doing the book in a bit of a different way. When I wrote Extreme Production, I wrote it very quickly. I wrote it for myself first and nobody else. And I wrote it in 2017 and didn't release it till 2020. This time I'm releasing this different. I've got a list, a mailing list, and every week I'm going to release an updated version of Press Start to those beta testers, to the Press Start beta testers. And you can become a Press Start beta tester if this book sounds anything at all interesting to you. you can go over to my Twitter. So go over to twitter.com/Craig Burgess. See my pinned tweet on there. And my pinned tweet on there is all about Press Start. And in that tweet, there is a link to sign up to the mailing list, and you'll be due to get the next version of the preview version of the book. And that's what I'm doing with my time now. That is the thing that I am making for myself first, not doing the design course anymore, and I'm making that thing first. I hope you're going to come and join me with it. So yeah, I'm really excited about making Press Start. I'm not bothered about the design course. I might revisit it at some point. I've been thinking about just releasing them on YouTube. Not got around to it yet though. I'm hoping you're going to go over and check out Press Start. I'm really excited by it, and I think it's going to really interest you as well if you've seen anything that I've done in the past. And if you've read Extreme Production, it'll definitely interest you, because I think it's a book that is already 10 times better than Extreme Production. And that's saying something, because I think Extreme Production has still got quite a lot of value for a lot of people. So go check it out. Oh yeah, by the way, my camera for the YouTube video has just run out. My camera has just run out on the YouTube video, so if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll still be hearing my voice, but you won't be seeing my face right now, and you probably haven't seen my face for the last 2 minutes or so. Sorry about that, but I've still stuck it on YouTube anyway. Until the next episode, I will see you soon, and go check out Press Start. Cheers.